Welcome to Rose Roast. As you can tell, this is a different angle than what we're used to. Maybe you guys can't tell, but I think you guys are smart.
Maybe they can, maybe they can't. It's a new aesthetic, it's a new attempt.
Let's roll past. So, this is Rose Roast.
This is Rose Roast.
This is exactly Rose Roast.
This is it.
And
You've come to the right URL.
I would argue that this was kind of a beefy episode.
In many ways.
Content-wise.
Yeah.
A lot of,
beefs going on.
Beefsies.
Yeah.
So we start with, Demario.
Yep. Demario.
Coming to Rachel and being like,
This isn't over.
This isn't over. I regret it. Blah, 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 blah. I honestly wasn't listening. But I love when she was like, I like your quotes about like joy and praise and pain and love. But like, we're done here.
You're a scrub and I don't have the time for this.
You're a scrub. Thanks for the quotes on joy and pain. And
Yeah.
It's like, yikes, dude.
She roasted you.
Yeah, very well executed, milady.
Yeah. She was like, cool, thanks for coming back and thinking you can change my mind. But I actually fucking don't want you here. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure of it.
And it was awesome. And then we go to...
the rose ceremony.
Rose ceremony. She sends home both
Fuckboys.
Waba Boom and not Lee.
But I see why you're thinking it. His
aspiring
name is
drummer.
Blake,
aspiring drummer. And that turned into what I would argue as a very, you want them, they were fighting in a way, just calling each other out. They're from the same damn small town.
Like, they were initially in their, like, own confessionals. Mm-hmm. And Blake was like, you know what, I'll bring this over there to, like, Lucas. He's like, hey, Lucas, fuck you. It was so weird.
So weird. They're, like, still touching. It's like, at one point I was like, they're either gonna, like, punch each other or make out intensely. Like, I don't know what this could be, but, like, something's happening.
They were both waiting for the other to make the first move.
And then they were both just, like, scared to make the first move. So they were just like, I hate you. Just like,
I hate you.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure they had to share the same car to the airport.
Absolutely. Because
like, you guys are on the
do
same
not
flight.
deserve this. Yeah, same flight.
Same
both
town.
in the economy class. Business class?
Back of the plane. Economy.
Right.
Business on your way there, economy on your way home.
That's right. Next to the washroom.
Yeah.
Every season there's always, no matter who the Bachelor or Bachelorette is, usually they're from the goddamn city. They'll have something intertwined with the Midwest. Why? You know what I mean? We don't know.
I know. It's just like such an opportunity to be like, I'm a little bit country.
That's exactly right.
Who was on the date with her? Anthony?
Anthony. Piercing and ill-fitting blue t-shirt.
Yeah. And he was like, I haven't rode a horse once. And she was like, wow, crazy. Get on.
And Rachel really likes being in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Like
buses of people going by being like, Rachel!
And she's like, what's up? Like, this is so crazy, right?
Did we go to high school together? Like, how do you know me?
Yeah. Like, it's
like your fucking billboard's right there. Of all places, like, there are celebrity sighting tours. Like, you're going to the people.
Right.
In a way.
You're in, like, the heart of the beast right now. And you're, like, not even celebrities. And then you're just like, notice me! On horses. It's like...
Their date was literally the equivalent of being like, Rachel? How did you know? Like, exactly oh my god, Anthony, the paparazzi are so fucking embarrassing.
Like, this is
She's like
so embarrassing.
Wearing a Bachelorette tee.
Yeah, literally like, and you can tell they like edit snap like paparazzi, click, 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 click. Yeah.
Get used to the limelight, Anthony. It's crazy.
I hate it, but this is like what fame is.
Then the horse takes a huge jump on the floor.
Yeah,
which they blurred.
Which they blurred because sacre bleu.
Yeah.
Dare virginized seahorse poop.
Anyways.
Then we go to...
They, like, had their dinner date where, like, La La Land is. It was very boring. I, like, fell asleep.
But he seems nice. He's a teacher.
And then we had the group date with... Was that when that was? Mm-hmm. To Ellen?
Oh, God, Ellen.
It was Peter,
the wrestler? No. Just a bunch of guys on Ellen.
5 or 6 of them.
And then they... go into the crowd and magic mic them because Ellen objectifies men all the time, which is like
beautiful.
Fair. And there was one guy in a certain snakeskin pant, dare I say?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but Ellen was like, you guys are gonna have to take your shirts off and dance. And he was like, it's already off.
Shouldn't be a problem. Already ass naked.
Body rolling.
Body rolling, gyrating on these innocent white women in the audience. And I couldn't watch it.
Oh, his name is Alex, I think.
Okay.
I'm like 95%
sure.
sure.
Man bun.
Yeah.
Man bun.
Yeah.
It was humiliating. It was hard to watch.
Oh, the tickle monster's there.
Tickle monster's there, which she seems to be yes-anding the scary big hands for some god-awful reason. He's a doctor, you guys.
I love prop humor.
I don't think I do.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Cheers. And then they go to the after Ellen chill. Yeah. And he's like, listen, I know that you still think of me from JK. Get over it. I'm a full-blown man.
I'm a man now.
And I know the timing hasn't been good for kissing, but, like, dare I lean in? And
Can I
like,
kiss you?
Stop you right there. Don't love that you asked. Do it like a man. And then he was like, okay, it's happening. Okay. And you could tell that she was just like...
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. Cool, Frederick. Like... it was so bad.
Here.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch. I kind of felt bad for him. Like
I did too.
There's no reason for like the high school stigma to have, or elementary school.
I mean, I get not feeling him, and like it is kind of a weird thing to do. Like in all arenas, like why go on the show? Like surely he could have tracked down her number. Like there's other avenues, but I did feel bad for him that like sympathy music was there, and he was like, my soul's tethered to hers. Like I imagine marrying her, and she was like, let me just grab this rose, and then I'm going to grab you, Frederick, and we're just going to talk off to the side.
Yeah, also it was misleading that she grabbed the rose, then grabbed him.
Oh, for sure.
That wasn't nice.
And he was like, yeah! And she's like, it's not nice for you to stay here since I don't have feelings for you, and I can't reciprocate.
Cut 2. He goes home. It's kind of sad. I actually genuinely feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to, like, there is something going on with Eric. And I think the seed is planted. A lot of it was talked about this episode, and then it carries on to the next one, you could tell. Basically, fucking Eric, maybe he's 24 and immature, but he's just like, we don't have a strong connection. I just want to talk to her and be like, what's up? Are you into me? Because, like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I'm, like, a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Twiggy about it.
Yeah.
Fucking Iggy. Here's the dialogue. And he goes and sits and
he just like has like that dude face on where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start something.
Yeah.
And like goes over. Like it's so premeditated.
Yeah, and he just sits in, he's like, hey, you were just saying before you kind of like don't really know Rachel's intentions or if she's like totally.
And like Eric was like fully down to be like, yeah, like that's what I think. And he's like, so you're calling Rachel fake? And he's like, that's not what I said though. And then like got up in arms about it.
He basically was just like poking the beast. And it's not even the beast. Eric was like, he's just unsure. Like he's not confident in his situation. And like
nobody would be because you're not like seeing or speaking to anybody.
It's a tough
And then to be like, I have no time. It's so limited. I'm very like emotionally rocky right now. I just want 1 minute to be like, do you or do you not like me? Like, just circle one and, like, we'll figure this out. Like, I don't know where I stand.
So then, once Iggy calls him out, he's just like, why the fuck are you here? You came in this conversation for no reason just to call me, just to, like, say that I'm wrong and...
Yeah, call me out.
And call me out and, like...
And Iggy was basically just like, you asked the room, though. You asked the room what they thought.
And he's like, I literally didn't. I'm talking to my friend here and you came here and attacked me. So, then... in this group date. Yeah. And it starts with girls from Nick's season coming in and being like, we're gonna find out, like, what everyone's intentions are. And honestly, I was like, Raven looks really fucking good. All the girls look amazing. I was like...
Jasmine looked good.
Jasmine looked amazing.
Alexis, is that the Shark Girl?
Shark Girl
looked
great
back.
too.
She's a star.
Yeah. And it
didn't get enough screen
honestly, time. I was like, how are these guys still down for Raven? Like, I'm sure half of them were like, I haven't seen another woman in fucking 3 weeks. Like,
oh, you mean how are these guys still down for Rachel when Raven's there?
When all of them are there.
True.
I'm sure they all got like...
They're like, can I grab your number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I was like, Rachel...
Like, chances are this isn't going to work out. Like, do you want to date me?
Right. I mean, maybe this speaks to my confidence level, but if I was the Bachelorette and like my 6 fucking slutty, beautiful friends came, I'd be like, I can't. Like... I can't right now. Like, this is my
You
narrative.
bring your Barbies, you're like, these are my friends.
Yeah. Literally.
They're not alive.
That's all I can handle. Like, I can't have these men, like, oohing over some
my obviously beautiful and stunning friends.
gorgeous pieces of fresh meat.
Yeah.
Newly dumped up with and vulnerable as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
that's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that does speak to my character, but whatever. Rachel is a strong, empowering woman, so she is obviously cool with that. Anyway, so they go on this group date.
Just blowing past that?
Yeah, please.
You can edit it out in post if you
We'll
want.
just get rid of that in post. So they go on this group date. They're in a partying bus. Again, the guys are just gyrating against poles. Some look fine. Some you're just like, oh, okay. And some you're just like, okay, you are a Chippendale dancer. Or you are about to, like, I don't know, I'm questioning your sexuality. Yeah. You're too good at this. And Raven's like, okay, to my left and to my right, who is less likely to be with Rachel? And Lee and this other guy were like, fucking Eric, dude. And, like, it just starts this whole fucking thing. I mean, the mud wrestling thing happened and, like, we're laughing.
That was great, yeah.
It was great.
It was just, like, very
homoerotic.
Yeah.
Very homoerotic. And, like, they're all just slathered in mud and, like,
they're like, is grabbing a man to hit a move?
Basically, Rachel talks to Eric, being like, listen, like, people have come up to you saying that you're, like, not here for the right reasons or something.
Yeah.
Or
and
that,
he was
like,
I'm not he, like, owned up to it. Like, he was, like, not owned up to it, but he was, like, well, here's, like, maybe where this is coming from. Like, I am unsure of my place here, and, like, this is a crazy thing. And, like, they had, like, not an argument, but, like, a back and forth.
Yeah.
And Rachel was like, for sure, like, this whole scenario is fucked up. Like, I totally get it. And they, like, walked away totally fine with each other.
So basically, like, Eric confronted the two guys, and the other guy was like, I thought that you were inexperienced. You've never been in love before. Yeah. And he's like, that's true. You can use that against me. Even though, like, it's still fucked up. Like, yeah. At the end of the day, you should just not shit-talk me just because I haven't fallen in love before. Like, that's not fair. And then...
It's hard to find love.
Basically, fucking Lee, dude, is sitting there cross-legged like this, poking the beast, being like, listen, I saw you yesterday. You were yelling at Iggy, and I thought that was scary. And it literally had nothing to do with anything. It's like, Iggy was fucking...
being crazy.
Perpetuating him and calling him out and, like, unnecessary, and he was reacting in a completely legitimate way. Like, maybe he was yelling too loud, but, like, for you to be like, you were yelling, I just don't think that's cool. It's like, fuck you. Like, this...
Yeah, I am yelling and I hate you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lee is just this condescending dick. And it was hard to watch. It makes me, like, more Team Eric. I feel like he just, like, has to, like, tease and backcomb his hair, and, like, the more he does it, like, that hurts. Like, that puts tension on the brain. Like, he's just furious all day with this, like, Jimmy Neutron wave. Totally. It's very, like, Robbie. Remember Robbie? I absolutely do. Similar Robbie from the deep south of Florida. Yeah, I think he's also from the deep south. And then scenes from the next episode, they spoke about how, like, Lee still, again... has issues with the fact that fucking he is an expressive man when someone instigates him. And then one of the guys was like, Anthony was like, you need to understand that, like, when you call out a black man for yelling, like, there's a history of putting like black people down for, like, being angry and, like, yelling. And like, it's not okay. And he was just like, oh. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude. Like, maybe that wasn't his, like, intention and conscious plan. It's subconscious, but it's like there's something so racial about it and, like, condescending, and it's bad, like, bigger picture bad. Yeah, that initial conversation when Eric was like, why'd you talk shit about me? And he's like, it's not personal, like, but it is though, because you personally chose another person. And he kept on being, I love you, man. I just think, like, I love you to death. Like, I literally love you to death. And he's like, stop saying that. I'd say that's the end, but I was very, like, fired up about multiple confrontations with these gentlemen. There's just a lot of fighting this week. I was like, why are we all yelling? Why are we who yells? We're on Ellen for fun. Who yells? And on that note, good night. Good night, sayonara, God bless.